Okay, good morning everybody. Well, we're on the job site. Missy Jen on the job there. Give him a good wave, honey. There we are. She's doing the window around the in the garage there. So I got my own little project. We thought we'd give you a sort of mid-course update on the garage today, and as I've told some people in the evening hangouts and stuff, we've probably put twice as much time into the garage as all the work we did on the other buildings, the main casa and the Shine Shack combined. Reason being, we were dealing with significant rot here, as you guys know. So the hits continue now. I was really torn when it came to what kind of wood to replace and could I patch it and stuff like that, because this old redwood, this 1x10 tongue and groove stuff is really, you can't get it. It would have to be milled. So I'll tell you some of the challenges I have as a carpenter and what I'm going to do to overcome that. But you can see we got the uppers pretty well taken care of. The rain gutter over here, it's all been up and all painted. You can see the west side here is looking good over there. So we got all that. So we've been motoring along really well here. Well, the big bugaboo now is I've got significant rotted wood at the bottom, obviously with the splash up and the fact that the people before didn't care about having a proper rain gutter. I had all kinds of splashdown and overflow on the roof when it would rain, and all that water would just come straight down there, and obviously it did a lot of damage. Well, this clapboard on this side on the bottom did okay. You know, it's very minor, it's good, it's all uniform at the bottom. But this one over here took a beating. See, I've pulled it out now, and there's a lot of crap behind it, and you can see some more of the rot down there, but it's not significant, that rot. I still have plenty to secure into. The real challenge though is as I've said, finding replacement tongue and groove here. You can see some of the damage I have there, and of course guys, you can't find it. You can see the tongue side on here, and you can't find it. So what do? Well, I do what I did when I had was working on the front of the house. I had to make my own tongue and groove, and I did that, and I have a piece of that left over. And what I actually did was buy some of this 1x10. Oops. I actually bought some of this 1x10, and I ended up putting my own little tongue edge on it, as you see here. So I'm going to go down to the lumber yard today, and yeah, it took some gluing. I'm gonna have to get some wood glue too here and some small brads, but you position this, it's what I call sort of Rosie's manufactured tongue and groove, and it worked real well on the front of the house. So what I want to do is get a board for over here and fashion that up with the tongue and groove. So I'm going to take my measurements now, and it's off to the lumber dick, and then we'll see you back here in a little while. Just to show you guys what I got going on over here, I went and I bought a really nice piece of cedar here, and cedar holds up really well. So this was it's a little short of 8 feet, very expensive, about $30 for this piece of wood. And I bought some of the little trim material here, and you can see I sort of glued that down a track here to imitate the tongue and groove, the tongue side. So I want to let that set up real good. I've got the tight bond, and if you guys are ever doing any carpentry work, this stuff is so good because it's really fast drying stuff. So yeah, once that's in position, we'll be setting that in. The clamps aren't really holding anything. When I first put the trim in, they were just keeping the piece of trim from sliding out of the side until I could glue her up. I have a couple guide brads here just to keep it straight. So Yeah, well, it's time to take a coffee break. It looks like Missy Jen's rolling along real good over here. How's that paint flowing? Okay? Looking good. All right, looking great. Yep, first coating there, so we're moving. Yeah, we're moving along. So, yeah, we're not going to replace that window immediately. So we're going to kind of fake it with a green on the outside. Then we're going to go back and carefully put some white paint on the inside rail at the side, and that'll kind of match the rest of the windows here. So it'll look a little more custom and not as goofy looking. So okay, looking good, honey. Blah blah. There's Missy Jen. It'll be hot, so we get our work done in the morning. Well, I've got the board fashioned and laid in over here, as you can see. So I now want to just get some wedges and wedge it in position, and I think that'll do a really good job of mating up with the groove above it. So I got to go dig out the wedges, and we want to get the board marked where we're going to put the nails in. And then we can secure her on down, and then we don't have to worry about a funky bottom on that. So yeah, sometimes you have to do restoration carpentry, and you just got to do it. So let me go ahead and get it secured. Finished dry fitting it there and got it pretty wedged up into position. I want that tongue on the new piece to really go into that groove well. So I'm really ramming that up in there. So I have some. Not that tongue, honey. So I have some consistency in how that's going to look. So I'm very pleased about that. So by the time that's painted up and everything, it'll be all good to go. So yeah, seriously happy on that one. So all I have to do is nail it. I've marked my positions on the studs here, where the studs are behind. You always want to do that. Then I'll just drop a vertical there and get some good lines for securing that. So all right, we'll check back when that's all secured. Well, there she is, guys. She's all into position. Another restoration carpentry job done, and you'd be hard pressed to once this thing is all painted up to pick out the repair part. Plus we now have some cedar on the bottom, which makes it really good here. So I just have to kind of get the wedge out of here. If I can find my hammer here. You always use wedges and things to lock it, to raise it into position. There we go. We'll also be cutting back the bottom of the door trim. We don't want that to be laying in water to be able to wick up and absorb water. So yeah, we now have a nice clean side over here. There's a door here, and we're nice and watertight too. That now rides above the surface. We won't have that splashing anymore with the gutter, so that'll help preserve that, plus the fact it's cedar and holds up the weather real well. So I hope you enjoyed this little impromptu project here today on I don't want to call it emergency, but kind of what would you call it, Rube Goldberg sort of carpentry, when they don't make tongue and groove 10 inches wide boards. You just got to get out there and make your own, fit her up, and you can see how nice she looks. Where there's a will, there's a way. Using the old carpentry sense pays off. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. Our next garage video, we will be all done, and so happy to be putting all this painting behind it. Thanks behind us. Thanks for being here today, guys. Thumbs up are appreciated, and your comments are always welcome.